And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I'm not sounding like a freaky robot. Let me know if I sound like a freaky robot. Do I sound like a freaky robot? Or do I sound like my own charming, smooth-voiced self? Hey. Apparently I don't sound like a freaky robot, else we probably would have had a comment saying I sound like a freaky robot. Had some problems during the last stream. Hey, good to see you all. I'm going to position my microphone a little bit better. Oh, it's all right. Look at that. Won't you look at that, ladies and gents? Welcome to this 23rd Piano Hangout stream. Not counting the direct stream from last Tuesday. Yeah, we're getting up there in the streaming amounts. So that's interesting. So many people in the chat already. Darren, Cloudy Days, Yue, Komorebi, Toonforge, Catnap's Art, Sean Pope, Cropper Crimtane. A person with a name that I'm going to have to put into Google Translate again.
버든스웩.
Beodumsweg? Something like that. Hi, glad you're here. In any case, sorry for butchering your name. Raphael Simsima, Sarike, Mr. Blue 64, Angel of Grace, War Music, Hyrule Warrior. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well. This live stream. The guy on the thumbnail with the glasses, that is me, because I normally wear glasses. I'm a glasses wearing person. But normally I wear contact lenses. I have quite these strong glasses, so to speak. I have like -10, -11. So if I'm wearing glasses, there's always like windows in my view. And where I wear contact lenses, it's just as if I'm a normal person. And then nobody can see that I'm actually not a normal person at all. So how's the Zelda hype in the chat? Let me know how the Zelda hype is while I adjust my chair. Tears of the Kingdom. It takes some getting used to for sure. I'm not sure if you folks had seen my reaction when the title came on screen. I was like, Tears of the Kingdom? It sounds weird, but you know, the more I think about it, the more logical it seems. Yeah, I see that people are super hyped. Water Music can... Water Music says no one can see that you're a farmer. I'm actually a JRPG farmer, to be precise. Hype is over 9,000 for a Saki 86. Oh yeah. It's quite close by, too. Like, May sounds far away, but if you think about it, it's not really that far away. Like, it's more close by. The distance between now and the release of the game is way less than the distance between the 2 teasers we got. That was like more than a year, like 15 months or something. So I just wanted to play some music for y'all and maybe have some theorizing chat about Tears of the Kingdom. I've been working on Tears of the Kingdom stuff since Tuesday, and after I've taken a sip from my cappuccino, I'll let you know what I've been doing. It's a cappuccino song, yeah. Ooh. So yeah, I've been working on an orchestral mashup of Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, and I'm using the trailer music for both teasers. So I'm using both the one we've known for a while now. Hey, Annabelle. and also using the new one, which was kind of hard to play, really. There's a really cool accompanying pattern for the for in the strings there, and turns out that you can actually combine the two very well. Maybe it's on my Twitter. I posted two like previews on my Twitter. Sometimes I put stuff on there. I should be able to share it with you here. Let's hope the computer doesn't explode. So this is part of what I've been doing today. So that was the state of the track this morning. I've been working on it ever since. Yay! Glad you like it. Sometimes I post updates on my Twitter. So if you like stuff like that, just like 20 seconds of what I've been doing, you can follow me on Twitter. Yeah, it works so naturally, right? I just put in the like the motif for the strings, and then all kinds of stuff just works. I also tried the Zelda's Lullaby, also worked. I tried the Breath of the Wild main theme, also worked. So it's a very cool accompanying pattern. Yeah, glad you like it, everybody. Yeah, I'm also kind of wondering who the kind of owl person is in the teaser. I really like the second teaser because it's a little bit more adventurous, but the third one from this week just has such a great mystique over it, which is fantastic. Kind of thinking that it kind of looks like a Blue Pea or Lord of the Mountain with the the ears, the large ear stuff. So maybe it's just a new kind of deity. I've heard someone else say like the lady who did my cover art for Hyrule Highlands 2, and also the few videos of musical speculation I made. Giz, she also had the idea that it was maybe an owl, and like the Zonai, which is it's almost a meme at this point. It's a race from Breath of the Wild, kind of a mystical. They're not around anymore, but there's lots of ruins and stuff, and their own script, I think. It's back. Piano no. Okay, good. Oh man, I'm so sorry. like I changed some stuff around so I could share my computer audio with you, but it's not working. It was also during the direct that it happened. And then I tried to remove it, and Google completely messed up my audio there. So I'm going to have to think of something else. Yeah, technology, right? All right, so I'm not sure what to do now, but we can just do what we normally do. I can share my computer audio right now, but we'll think of something. I'm so sorry, folks. Anyways, I was chatting about the Zonai stuff. Digital farming going on. There's malice in your mic. Technology. Anyways, I guess I'm back. Please let me know as soon as it goes awry again. But it should be alright now because I know what the problem was. Sometimes you solve one problem and then you get another problem for free, right? Anyways. What was I saying? Is everybody still there? Hey, Oscar. Everybody's still there. Look at that. Anyways, so it could be like an owl person, like the for the wisdom virtue. There could also be a dragon person for the courage virtue, and then there could be a boar person for the power virtue. So that's interesting. I also read some speculation about the amount of vials. There's like some kind of vials on Link's hip. The greenish vials. Which probably relate to the powers he has. Hey, the Mian. Like there's 8 regions in Breath of the Wild, including Hyrule itself. So that's interesting. So maybe every region, like Lanayru, Gerudo, Tabanta, and all the other stuff, maybe each region has its own dungeon, either underneath or on top of it, and as soon as you solve it, then one of the vials gets filled. Should be interesting. Komorebi says, I'm curious how Zelda will also fit into the story. I mean, I hope we can play as her or like team up with Link and Zelda. That would be awesome. Yeah, I have also been hoping for some kind of playable Zelda for a while. And with the shorter hair from the 2019 trailer, people were hopeful that maybe this was the time for Zelda. But yeah, we haven't seen anything of her since. And with Nintendo, you never know if it's gonna happen and they're holding it back or they're just not really thinking of it. Angel Grey says, I definitely don't want to be locked away as a damsel again. Yeah, Breath of the Wild was a little bit weird about that. They simultaneously didn't want her to be a damsel and tried to give her agency and stuff, but they kind of wanted to have their cake and eat it too, because she's still essentially a damsel in distress there. So I'm kind of hoping for something more interesting this time around. We haven't seen anything about the underground since 2019 trailer, and that's where Zelda presumably is, so yeah. Copper Crimtain says, I'm hoping for some good dungeons. Yeah, same here. I think that's the primary part that they're really addressing right now. Because they definitely listen to feedback from fans. And, you know, Skyward Sword kind of was Dungeons the game, and Breath of the Wild was Overworld the game, more or less, in my opinion. So it would be great if they could combine the strengths of both games. Annabelle says, I'm hoping the vials by Link's hips are about dungeons and not some sort of magic meter, because I think I wouldn't want a magic meter. Yeah, that's an interesting one. A stamina meter, but then for magic, yeah. Hey, animations be like. So I'm on a forum sometimes. It's called Fami Boards. Fami Boards. Not sure. I have an account there, not with my own name, like a semi-undercover account. And there was some really cool speculation there about the 8 regions and the 8 vials, and then the idea that because in the 3rd trailer Link was like raising up a piece of rock back to the sky with a kind of rewinding power, then maybe the idea is that you're rebuilding the Sky Kingdom literally. Region by region, and as soon as you've completed one Sky Region's dungeon, so to speak, then it's completely restored. That's also interesting, right? Hyrule Warrior says, Tim, I've been thinking about that. I want to explore the underground as much as I want to explore the skies. I hope it's not a small area. Yeah, that's an interesting one as well. They, of course, have more of a possibility to kind of constrain the player underground, which on one hand can lead to more interesting gameplay possibilities, and on the other hand, of course, being restricted isn't always fun. So I hope that they can find a nice balance there. Mr. Blue64 asks, do you think the song in the new trailer is the main theme, or a trailer theme, or something else? I think it's something else, really. It doesn't sound like a main theme to me. I'm not sure about you folks, but the main theme was much more the one from 2021. I think that's much more fitting. Ta-da! And the one we had earlier was it's much more like a cutscene kind of music in my opinion. But I could of course be wrong. I know nothing. But the other thing, like, doesn't sound like a finished main theme, so I still expect kind of a second part of the main theme to appear. I might have to kind of swoop my camera over because it's kind of asymmetrical at this point. Yeah, that's better. Anyways, perhaps it's more sky music. Yeah, another piece of feedback I think they have taken into account is that people, like some people love the music implementation for Breath of the Wild and some people thought it was a little too sparse. So I think the music will be much more energetic this time around. So maybe there will be energetic sky music of the type we heard. Does sound like cutscene music to me. Hey, Mochi. Copper Crimtane says, I really like the theory. Maybe you have to restore enough of an island to unlock the dungeon. Yeah. And then if you raise up, if you like, you raise up the chunks of the Sky Kingdom back into the air, then you, of course you get large gaps in Hyrule's terrain, and then you can go underground. That's also an interesting idea. Angel of Grace says, my friend suggested that the metal bird that Link landed on in the new trailer could be a fixed path travel assist, which would be pretty cool. I had the same notion. Like, there's some regions that you cannot reach with your own paraglider and you have to kind of unlock the metal bird, which is the only one that can fly through strong gusts of wind or thunderstorms or something like that. They're definitely trying to find ways to restrict the player in an interesting way, so that they can curate the gameplay experience more without having it feel too restrictive. I hope they can find a good balance there. A theorist mentioned that the scene where Link pushes open the doors in a new trailer could be Tears of the Kingdom's running out of the cliff opening cutscene. Yeah, I had the same feeling. Like the first moment when you really get control and you burst the doors open and some interesting music plays. Like in my imagination, like the trailer cuts away before you can really see where Link is running to. He's running towards one of those, I think it's called a Tori shrine. Not completely sure, but one of those Japanese shrines. And the trailer cuts away before you can really see where he's running to, but I think, which would be logical in some sense, there's so many of those shrines everywhere, and if it's the first thing you really run to after getting control of Link, yeah, one would think that you can enter the shrine in some way, right? Tori Gate, okay. I've got a memory still. So you can enter those torii gates, and maybe you get transported to another torii gate somewhere in the game world, or maybe there is an alternate world kind of system going on. James Palmer says, the new trailer theme sounds like the opening of the Rito village theme. The main location we've been shown is above Rito region as well. That's interesting for sure. Yeah, the main location we've been shown is the like the mushroomy looking stuff. Like Tabanta Ridge Stable. I'm not sure if that's the right one. But I got the same idea, James. There's in the intro for Rito Village, of course. Not sure if I can play it by heart. Something like that, eh? And there's, of course, the Valmedo dungeon music. It's also very similar, right? Congratulations, Toonforge, on learning the Rito Village arrangement. Lots of accidentals in that sheet music, eh? Hey, Draco Slayer. Draco Slayer says, hey Tim, sorry I missed your watch party for the direct. I'm glad I could make it here at least. Glad to have you. It was an interesting experience, the direct watch party for sure. I think I'm going to do that in the future, as long as the time zones are sort of alright. Mochi says, funny thing, that game is gonna come out a day before my birthday. Well, look at that. Water Music says, wonder what kind of armor and suits will be in the game. Yeah, I'm kind of mystified. Already posted that on Twitter. That like the key art has been released. You can see it on the background. I can bring it up a little bit more, maybe. Let's see if I can do that. Bam, there you go. And the key art features like champion tunic Link. And I was kind of hoping that it would be like Greek tunic Link as the key look for this game, because I really like the notion that there's a new Link look for every Zelda game. I like the old school look, of course, but you know, the champion's tunic was such a great change, and then I thought the Greek looking tunic was also a great change from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, but it seems like they're advertising, maybe because of business reasons, with Blue Link again. He is tweaked a little bit. He has definitely has some changes to his design. Like his sleeve here is kind of ruptured, and he's got a cape, and he seems a little bit more, a little bit older in his proportions. Still the Master Sword here for some reason. Not sure why, because it's supposed to be broken, but maybe it's broken and you just can't see that. Funny thing is, I often wore the cape and the champion's tunic at the same time as well. He has extra shoulder pads. It definitely looks more like a piece of armor here, which is cool. But I really love the new look, the Greek look. So honestly, I hope that look will be obtainable quickly in the game, because I love the blue look, but you know, I've got 500 hours, if it's not more, in Breath of the Wild, so the blue look is already kinda worn out for me. Gonna catch up on the chat, everybody. Maybe the metal bird has something to do with Valmedo, like a special ability. That's interesting. Like there's mini versions of the Divine Beast. It gets a little Power Rangers like. I'm not sure if they'll go that way, but could be linked for some. Yeah, it could be linked. That's interesting. Ah, Annabelle is an interesting point. Speaking of outfits, there were patents released of outfits being made specifically to be a one-size-fits-all rig. That will be some oil on the Zelda and playable Zelda fire, wouldn't it? I would really like that. I had, like, from the beginning, from the first trailer already, I had kind of a feeling that maybe they would have a seamless like switching between Link and Zelda, and they would both be in a different kind of like if Zelda was a wolf in Twilight Princess and Link was the Link in Twilight Princess. You press a button and the world suddenly looks different. But they would use the same. They would use the same equipment. That'll be very interesting. Of course, maybe, you know, if you eat too many hearty truffles, Link just gets fat. That's also a possibility. Where was I? Oh yeah. Greek tunic Link is the best Link. He's my husband, oh. Komorebi asks, Tim, can I collaborate with your Zelda Tears of Kingdom cover video? Would like to try to play the violin to it with your main melody. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Just let me know if it's finished and credit me in the description and in the video. That would be great. Yeah, his outfit does look a little warmer. As if he's known previously that he was going to be in the sky this time. It's also cold on the ground, I guess. Maybe the inside cover has the Greek tunic. It's definitely my favorite look so far. Komorebi, if you need editing software, get DaVinci Resolve. It's free and it's very complete. DaVinci Resolve. It's definitely a more hopeful sounding game, at least. Even though the title is a little bit more sad. See you later, Water Music. Clément, I think it's French. Clément says, I thought the music in the new trailer seems very similar to the one in the 2016 Breath of the Wild trailer, right before he opens the paraglider. Yeah, it does. I can play both, and let's see how close they are. Then I can also play some piano because I love chatting. I love the sound of my own voice, but this is a piano hangout after all. Let's see if I can open that web without my computer going all farmy digital nightmare on you. Let's see. So the okay, so let's take the oh my god, MuseScore. Opening MuseScore for the new arrangement. If you want the MuseScore files, by the way, you can get those on my Patreon. I'm gonna plug my Patreon later. First play some music. And then the intro for Breath of the Wild. Opening the ebook for that, which you can also get on my Patreon. Most of you already know that. I'm just plugging it because sometimes it's good to repeat that kind of stuff. So first I'll play the Breath of the Wild one, all right? That should be an interesting exercise. Those two, yeah, they're similar. They're both, the first one ultimately turned out to be ambient music for the cold regions, I think. Hey, Aspiring Hero Games, and I kind of have the feeling that what I just played from the recent Tears of the Kingdom trailer, that it's also ambient music that will play. I think it's some kind of mystic location because it definitely sounds very spirit-like. And then 2016 trailer for Breath of the Wild, of course, first went for the plateau opening stinger. Reading music is not my strength. And this is all still the opening. Oh, this is still so lovely. And then in game it goes like ta da da ta da da, and then it's over. But of course in the trailer it continues. So yeah, they could have been stitching together all kinds of music from the game. Ooh. Raphael asks, do you think we'll have a colossal airborne mini-boss battles in the overworld, like a flying Hilux? Actually, I'm kind of sure, because they had the patents for mid-air control and aiming. So that's definitely for some nice boss battles. Of course, I'm immediately dreaming of that you're starting a boss battle falling down from a very high point somewhere above Death Mountain, for example, and you fall down towards Hyrule, and then you fall inside of Death Mountain, and then you continue fighting down in the underground. And maybe in the underground there are portals that will bring you instantly to the above ground. It's gonna be interesting how they're going to do that with loading times. Probably shouldn't be much of an issue on the newer Switch that should be coming next year, people say. But they can also preload stuff. If it's underground, you can preload if it's a more restricted area. Oh yeah, Gandalf versus Balrog. I think that was just the thing that's subconsciously steering my imagination. Mochi asks, is it possible to get the MIDI files from your Patreon? Because I'm receiving 8 floppy drives anytime soon now, and I think that'd be very funny. I would love to hear some floppy drive action, for sure. Yeah, you can get the MIDI files on my Patreon for like €5. You can get them all if you support me for 1 month. And you get like an obscene amount of MIDI files at this point. Like, I've been doing this for 6 years, so the selection is enormous. Let's see how many MIDI files are in there. Approximately a gazillion. Oh, especially Zelda. Zelda! Bam! How many MIDI files? You got 143 MIDI files for your pleasure. Crimson Loftwing is one of my favorite tunes from Skyward Sword. kind of the idea that maybe Tears of the Kingdom's version of the motorcycle will be a loft wing. That would be interesting. See you later, Annabelle. Hey, Pilly Wiggin. That was Soaring on High. It's on my musical speculation playlist. And it'll be on the Open Air 2. Open Air 2, oh yeah. I actually have a boss battle music that's kind of cool, just ready to go for my channel and Open Air 2, but we have more pressing matters to attend to. We'll get those later. This morning, my kid loves listening Zelda music and Final Fantasy music and stuff on his iPad, and I caught him in the act of listening to Open Air, which was definitely was my father heart was proud that he was listening to my stuff. Open Air 2. Yeah, man, I have so many stuff just lying around, and I'm just going to bundle it and make it a new album. Yeah, if I could figure out how to share my computer audio without the computer audio turning into gobbledygook, I could share with you the stuff I've been making recently, but you can also go to my Twitter. No, it's not shared on my Twitter yet. I'll share some new Open Air stuff on Twitter soon. Oh, yeah. Angel of Grace says, I thought you were going to say it'll be on the Tears of the Kingdom soundtrack. You sounded so confident. Ha! That's never gonna happen. But there are other talented game developers, and if they like my music, if you like my music, talented game developer, I love making music, I love thinking about dynamic music implementation. My Twitter DMs are open. So anyways, before Tears of the Kingdom dropped, I was kind of going ham on a new Twilight Princess inspired overworld music. I'm not sure if I can still remember. That's not true. with lots of like mandolin and guitar and stuff. It will be on YouTube whenever the Tears of the Kingdom hype dies down for a little bit. Aspiring Hero Game says, I'm a game developer, maybe not talented. Ha. You know, from what I've heard and I've tried myself, game development is one of the most difficult things you can do. It's both incredibly technical demanding and also very creatively demanding. So don't put yourself down. Keep on keeping on. Keep up keeping up. Doing what you do. So yeah. You know, I've been listening to my own orchestrations, like the video from last year is still doing very well. The extended orchestral version of the Tears of the Kingdom second trailer thing. You know, the one from... You know that one? And I'm not happy with the orchestration anymore, because now I'm a year on, and orchestrations I'm making now sound a whole lot better than that. So, and doing stuff like orchestration is also a very difficult kind of field that I'm still, you know, I'm trying to do it for 15 years, and I'm only now slowly getting used to the tools. So yeah, some things are just difficult. So I'm just trying to stay inspired and to do fun stuff and to improve. Hey, listen, thank you for the super chat. 239 days left for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Let's wait listening to Tim's music. Thank you so much. If you have any suggestions for me to play, just let me know. GGM asks, how do you think the main theme is gonna be? That's of course an interesting question. I have sort of tried with the extended 2021 music, which is both a piano and an orchestral version on YouTube from last year. But I think if you wanted to genuinely be a main theme, you'd actually need a little bit more melodic material. So let me just drink my final cappuccino sip and then I'll take a look. ASMR. I'm so sorry for my slurping sounds, everybody. I've got a new coffee maker. I'm so happy. I just want to drink coffee all day. So if we want to make a main theme for Breath of the Wild 2, we would kind of have to kind of look at what the main themes of Zelda have been in the past and then try to extrapolate from that. So I don't think Ocarina of Time really had a main theme. Wind Waker. Zelda games don't often have main themes. Wind Waker, I'm not sure if you could call the Great Sea main theme. You could say that the overworld music maybe were main themes for the Zelda games previously. For example, Twilight Princess's and then that motif gets expanded upon in the entire soundtrack. Even in Midna's Lament, there's overworld music stuff. But Breath of the Wild overworld main theme is quite short, really. It's mainly the stuff that I've been playing already. was almost there. And that one only gets used in-game for the final boss fight. So that's very weird. But you know, it's got a kind of a bright A part and a darker B part. So we could try to do something like that. But, you know, this is all speculation and we can only go by what has been done before, and they're likely going to do something something completely different. So, yeah, the B part, actually, I'm kind of confusing it. Actually, no, in the Ganon boss fight, it's the first thing that plays. Of course, the first thing is... in the bleak midwinter. Long time ago. It's not that similar. It must be my birthday. It's beautiful, yeah. I almost did that one with my choir, but they preferred Shedrik. I think it's Ukrainian Shedrik. Carol of the Bells is the English title. That's also, that one is so lovely. It's not too hard to sing for a choir, but it sounds amazing. Yeah, there's so many questions floating around. It's kind of becoming messy, so remind me if I'm forgetting stuff. But we're thinking about a main theme for Breath of the Wild 2. So I definitely think, you know what, for Breath of the Wild is... I think for Breath of the Wild 2, that's definitely... definitely has that vibe, in my opinion. So we have to look for a darker B part for that. And I tried to do that in my video, and my video did something like... that could work. It's nice, but it's also kind of similar to the A part. Well, in Breath of the Wild, the A part and the B part are quite distinct. So if I'd have to do a retry, I would choose for the B part to be more different than the A part. So you'd get something like, I don't know. So let's first play the A part. That's what I usually do, and then I will just start making mistakes, and something will appear. That's often how it works. It's kind of the, you know, the little net, the musical butterfly net that I try to catch music ideas with. Okay, let's try a new B part. Let's do a third one. I think the second one was nice, but the second one was nice. It also felt a lot like Breath of the Wild, kind of its tension and the way it has tension and release. So I'm not sure if they're going to go that far. They might, because the Tears of the Kingdom trailer from last year has strong Breath of the Wild vibes. So who knows? Maybe it'll. It's a fun exercise though to kind of bluff B parts. I want to do another one, but I'm going to disassemble my sweater. Sometimes English is hard. Okay. I'm gonna do one more. Okay. And I'm going to get my piano stool, because having a office chair while playing piano is not what God intended. So, okay, one more try. Let's make this the ultimate B part for Tears of the Kingdom for today. Let's see what happens. See you later, Toonforge. Yeah, Xenomorph says key changes are good soup. For sure. Key changes are the bomb. What bam? Jonathan asks, when I saw the new trailer from the other day, I thought the music was not very significant this time in perspective to the previous trailers. What's your thoughts on this? I kind of agree. The first trailer had that super weird reversed choir stuff going on. Not sure what that was about, but it was interesting. See you later, Toonforge. And then the second one, of course, had what I just played, what really feels like part of a main theme. And this one just felt like cutscene music. Really good cutscene music though. But what it does do is it really emphasizes the kind of the Japanese-ness of Zelda, which I always appreciate. So it has lots of pentatonics, which are kind of reductive to say that that's Asian, but you know, it's an approximation of certain Asian scales. Definitely feels like they're strongly going for more of a Buddhist kind of inspired musical style this time. Like Ghibli. For example, it really reminds me of Spirited Away from Studio Ghibli. So that's a very Japanese themed movie. This one also has certain vibes. And then Link's outfit, of course, is also kind of a mishmash of different kind of styles. So yeah, the music definitely is less melodic, and that makes it less memorable for me personally, but it does say a lot about the kind of the direction that the game as a whole is going in. I think that's interesting. I'm missing so much chat stuff. I'm so sorry. Hey, random citizen. I is late, but I is here. Welcome. Glad to have you. Yeah, there was a Zelda motif in there. Zelda's Lullaby. Tim, it's September. Oh man, when I was still conducting more choirs, sometimes we'd start with Christmas stuff in August. You don't want to know. I could sing Mariah Carey for you if I wanted. I could. They were so preoccupied with thinking if they could, they never asked themselves if they should. I don't want a lot for Christmas. I don't think so. Maybe I do think so. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. When the album dropping, Tim? I just want to hold my own more than you would ever know. I don't know, folks. I know. Make my dream come true. Ooh. That's more Prince-like if I sing it like that. All I want for Christmas is you. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Oh my god. Yeah, it might be good for my hair growth. Maybe I'll get some Killer Mariah Carey hair if I sing stuff like that. It's been a while since I've sung stupid songs, don't you think? Someone said Blessing of Water from my Open Air album, and I have to be honest, I have to think really hard what that sounded like. Oh yeah, oh Moses. Going to have to listen to it for a bit. I'm not sure if I can actually hear it though with my creaky computer. Oh, right. Yeah, yeah. My own music is too difficult for me. Sometimes it's been so long since I've composed it that I kind of forgot my own chord progressions. Yeah. Someone asked something about the chord progressions. If I play them quicker, I'm not sure where that was and if I read it correctly. It's been a while, but it was an interesting notion. If you're still in the chat, maybe you can ask your question again because I can't find it. It was interesting. Hey, Leugim says, I don't usually watch live streams in general, but I'm having a blast with yours. This is all amazing, lol. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't really watch live streams either, but I just hanging out here and just giving you some attention and just playing some music. It's really cozy. Ulysses says, I think it was you that pointed out that the sound effect when Link was using that rock elevator, it sounded straight up out of some Ghibli movie. It did, yeah, the kind of sound. Sounded really like 80s and 90s anime. Purple horse, yeah. I've got my reverb on. Never meant to cause you any sorrow, yeah. Never meant to cause you any pain. Hey, Noah. Just in time for Purple Horse. And I would never ride on someone else's back. I only want to feed some carrots to my purple horse. Purple horse, purple horse. Hey, purple horse, purple horse. Purple horse, purple horse. Hit that high C, Tim. I wanna feed some carrots in my purple horse. It was a high B. Is a high B okay too? That's extremely high. What he sings there. This is Purple Horse, everybody. My favorite horse. He got slaughtered by a guardian, but I still love him. And I'm saving carrots to let him be resurrected by the horse god. Oh yeah! Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I really practice my falsetto. I love to sing the soprano parts in my choir, just to make the ladies jealous. Make the ladies jealous with my soprano part. Hey, Stephen Morris, thanks for the $5 super chat. He asks, do you have the cello on that thing? And could you make use of it? That's a good question. This is mainly like piano focused, and there's some samples on here as kind of extras. So they're not like the best ones, but I can give it a try. How does this thing work again? Category. Newfangled stuff list. I want a list. How does this work? And then, how many buttons do I have to press simultaneously? Nord, I love you, but sometimes stuff is really weird. Solo cello here. Oh, that's weird effects on it. Wait a second. That's kind of the quality that this one's better. Nickel harpa. Why does this as an... Oh, it's Swedish, of course. That makes sense. There's a strings quartet. Sounds like Nintendo 64. That's the cello on this thing. Legendary hero, right? That's an interesting idea. Yeah, that sounds a lot like the GameCube, which is not a compliment, by the way. If you buy a €3,000 costing piano, and its string samples sound like GameCube, it's not too bad. I mean, this is a piano, and all the stuff that you're hearing now is bonus. Let's see if I can do an octave down. Sounds like a pasta. Is this making you hungry, everybody? It's kind of making me hungry, honestly. I have a dinner date at 6, and I'm hungry already. Anyways, that was the cello and the string sounds on the thing. But the specialty of these things is more the piano and the electric piano sounds. Pizzicato sailing. Okay, that's an interesting idea for sure. Man, I've got amazing samples in this computer, but I can't show you because if I try, my audio will be robo-fied. So I'm just gonna use these GameCube ass sounding samples. Ooh, I said a naughty word. Normally I try to keep this family friendly, but I said a naughty word. I'm so sorry. Okay, the question was pizzicato sailing. This one sounds a little bit better, because this is supposed to be a larger patch. Am I doing this right? What kind of buttons are these? Okay, let's find out. Oh, that sounds great, actually. Wait a second. I gotta. Okay, first, just the strings. Just a second. Dynamics amp and filter. Just the amp, please. Here we go. With Tim Trumpet, of course. Yep. Thank you for the $20 super chat, Random Citizen. Because of your super chat, we're going to modulate. That's fun. There probably is an organ kind of thing on here. Let's see. Organ flute. Sorry, guru guru. Organ pipe or barrel organ. Found it. Okay, this is gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. Octave up. Have a good break, Jerry. Oh, that's some low. How low can we go? Quite low, it turns out. Yeah, what would be nice if there was a recorder patch on this? It probably is. Let's see. Wind, I think. Wind solo. Recorder, please. Panpipe? That's cool. No recorder, apparently. That's no recorder, that's a flute. Well, whatever, I guess. No recorder, folks, come on. Anyways. Yeah, it definitely sounded like it was a carousel of some sort. Very nostalgic, I guess. Glad you like it, everybody. A Nintendo theme park, yeah. I'm not sure if I would want to play the music standing in line. Maybe for a day with an accordion and a Guru Guru outfit. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I'm going to play the Breath of the Wild and the Tears of the Kingdom thing. Xiao Shunting asked that. So let's do it. After that, I hope to have remembered Lucy's question. All right. Thinking really hard. Thinking really hard. Thinking really hard. Thinking really hard. Okay. Just a tiny bit of Link's Awakening for some reason. It just happened. And that's beautiful. Folks, I have a bit of a cold, so I recommend you to look away and plug your ears for a second. Thank you, everybody, for the applause and the kind words. Sofa King Fantastic says, Tim, I almost never comment, but I follow your videos since months ago. Really nice content. Thanks so much for watching, Sofa King, and for commenting. I try to always read my comments. Jonathan has a question I'd like to answer, and then there was a question about learning the piano by ear. Jonathan asks, one thing I've wondered for a long time is how complicated legally it is to release covers from Nintendo games. Is it legal for anyone to do it, or do you have to get permission from Nintendo? Yeah, to give the short answer, it is legal to release material, for example, on Spotify and platforms like that. But you have to obtain what's called a compulsory license. So if a soundtrack has been released in the US, for example, then a company from the US can license that music through a sort of automated process. And how many folks are doing that is through websites like Easy Song Licensing or Sounddrop. I use Sounddrop myself. They try to obtain the license for you. And then if the soundtrack has been released in the United States, then it is licensable. But any track that is not licensable or released in the United States is not licensable, unfortunately. So stuff like my extended orchestral video, that music cannot be licensed for Spotify or the likes because I have to wait until the soundtrack has been released. Can you give tips, Lucy asked, for someone who wants to play piano by ear? How do you do it? Well, this is coming from someone who has kind of learned the piano by ear for like at least 75%. I used to have classical piano lessons as a kid, and then later as well. Second, my television wants to turn off for some reason. So I can read a sheet music, but I was always trying to just play stuff from video games mainly. For example, one of my favorite games when I was a kid, Yoshi's Island. And I would just sit in class and be bored, and then the music was going through my head, and I was trying to visualize, okay, if I want to play the melody on my keyboard or my piano, how would I do that? And I would just slow the music down in my head and just go note by note until I had the right ones, and then I could play... And then I try to do the bass notes. And after that, I try to just add a third note to kind of fill things out. For example, a parallel note, which often works. Parallel third, or parallel sixth. So I just recommend try to play like really easy melodies. Try to get those down, play them back at very slow speed, or just play them back in your mind and try to get the notes one by one. That's how I did it. You're welcome for the mashup, no problem. Pronunciation of Sofa King might cause family safe issues. Sofa King? Sofa? Aha. Right. An interesting question from Komarebi. May I ask you why you chose Timmermans for your artist name and not, for example, your real name as a musician? I kinda don't know if I should use my real name or not. It's so funny to me that sometimes people think I have lots of self-esteem that I call myself Tim the Man, because I'm the man. But as people might have noticed in these streams, would not really be my thing. It's my real name. My real name is Tim the Man, and it means Tim the Man in Dutch. For some reason, someone back in my ancestry chose that last name, and I'm not sure why. It's an uncommon surname in the Netherlands. But thanks for asking. It's my real name, and I never really considered an artist's name, because with a real name like that, it's catchy. Why not? Hey, Christian, welcome. And yes, that means that my sister and my mother also have an unfortunate surname for them. Simsima says, my surname is Prince, but I'm a girl. That's the exact same problem that my mother and my sister have. It's not really a problem, by the way. Hey, Jose, I think. Jose says, okay, this has to be one of the most comfy and soothing live streams I've entered. Love you, Tim. Thank you so much. Just kind of trying to make it cozy for us all. This is just some cooling down music. There's an interesting question from Graham. Do you have thoughts about how the recent Tears of the Kingdom, it's still not really fresh for me, or really fresh actually, how the recent Tears of the Kingdom trailer would change your existing musical speculation tracks? Yeah, that's a good question. I'm going to be honest, if I do the musical speculation tracks, I'd always try to find a balance between my own personal style and, you know, something that could be considered the Zelda style. I had just finished a boss battle one that's more or less in Skyward Sword style. I'm working on a overworld music that's more in Twilight Princess style. And I'm working on a mashup of orchestral mashup of multiple trailer musics from Tears of the Kingdom. But if I'm going to do new Tears of the Kingdom inspired musical speculation, then I think I'd go more into the pentatonic route, because Tears of the Kingdom has that that's not really pentatonic, but the other one is. So I might try to kind of give it the more of the pentatonic treatment. Try to do more of the what you could call quote-unquote Japanese style. Try to do it in a respectful way. That will be, I think I do something like that. And yeah, heavenly, so bright, energetic. It's really bright and energetic, so that's cool. Ooh. Ooh. Komorebi says, I kind of would... I would like to know if English-speaking people would have problems pronouncing my European name. Rebecca Ehrenreich. Now go ahead. Kind of depends on where you live. I would pronounce it like German style. Rebecca Ehrenreich? Ehrenreich? I could pronounce it in Dutch style, but that wouldn't work. Rebecca Ehrenreich doesn't sound right. Rebecca Ehrenreich. I think I'm going for Ehrenreich. Ehrenreich. Oh my god. Good morning, The Art of Mean. Stephen Cooper asks, are there any musical motifs from previous Zelda games that you'd like to see return in Tears of the Kingdom? Would I like to see recurring motifs? Well, personally, I'm kind of getting over the idea of recurring themes, especially for Zelda, which is such a long-running series that some motifs have already been quoted so many times in my mind. For example, Zelda's Lullaby. You know, it's lovely, but it's been quoted so many times. It comes from Links to the Past. It was, of course, used extensively in Ocarina of Time. Not sure if it's also in Majora's Mask or The Wind Waker, but I think it's in Twilight Princess, and then it's in Skyward Sword, and then it's in Link Between Worlds, and then it's also in Breath of the Wild. So at a certain point, I just want new stuff. It's also the reason why I would have preferred like Greek-looking Link as a cover art for Tears of the Kingdom. Because I really love the old, but at a certain point I just want to see these super talented and creative people make something new. Yeah, so that's my my stance on that. There are a few tracks that I really love, obviously, but you know, for me, it's also connected to the games they're from. I could say that I would really love Coloctus to be in the Coloctus music to be in Tears of the Kingdom, because it's such a good boss battle track. But you know, I prefer those people to make something equally awesome and new, and I know they can do it. Yeah, I pronounced Komorebi's real name correctly. I had German lessons. Ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch reden, aber mehr als ein wenig Sätzen ist sehr schwierig für mich. I prefer speaking English. I prefer speaking Dutch, actually, but, you know, that's going to be a problem here. Jose says, by the way, now that the new logo has the Ouroboros, eternal cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, how do you relate it to your theory of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom themes being connected? Really love that. I just played it like 15 minutes ago, Jose, I'm sorry. So you could skip back and have a listen. About the question... the Ouroboros is, of course, very interesting. It's also interesting that the Ouroboros normally has is a single snake eating its own tail, and now we have two snakes that are kind of connected in a way. So apparently there's a single cycle for two worlds? Maybe that's too standard. That happens too much in Zelda, but maybe not. It's a staple. Maybe they'll do something like that. I just thought that the music connected in a really interesting way. But you know, that could also be thematic. So, for example, they use Champion's Tunic Link on the cover of Tears of the Kingdom. And the logo is really similar to Breath of the Wild, font and stuff. So I have the feeling that because Breath of the Wild is like, has sold more than all other Zelda games since 1985 combined, I think. Just crazy. They're trying to, at least in this initial marketing, really play up that this is the sequel to Breath of the Wild. You know, it's been called that for 3 years. I think with reason, because they want to make sure that everybody knows that there's a sequel to Breath of the Wild coming out, so that all 30 million people that bought Breath of the Wild will also give Tears of the Kingdom a try. And I think that's the reason why the 2021 trailer sounded so similar to Breath of the Wild. So maybe that's the reason why it connects, because they just try to keep it very similar to Breath of the Wild. For me personally, I can see them doing timey-wimey time travel shenanigans, but I'd prefer it if they didn't. I don't like time travel stories too much. Kind of dilute the narrative in my view. So if this is about cycles and other worlds, and that's cool, but it would be nice if we don't do it like standard time travel. Maybe they can do like spicy time travel in the sense. More like, I thought the low rule, high rule idea from A Link Between Worlds was very interesting. It wasn't time travel, it was two worlds, but that had like a really tragic tinge to it, which I thought was very interesting. So maybe if they could do something like that to make it really emotionally resonant, that would be great. Yeah. Das Hund. Catnap's Art says, I'm still hoping that there are two links with two parallel past-present storylines. Yeah, maybe that could explain why they have two links, where they're advertising both Greek-looking Link and Champion's Tunic Link. Can also be that the business folks said, please market as much as you can with the Champion's Tunic Link, and that the creative folks said, well, we actually want this new Link outfit to be primary, and this sort of chose a compromise. That's also something in my mind. Ulysses says, I expect a Collector's reference at some point at Tears of the Kingdom. Well, Tears of the Kingdom is seemingly turning out to be like Ancient Sister in the game in some way. So the Ancient Sisters dungeon from Skyward Sword with a very strong Buddhist motif. And it had there's still a reverb on my voice. And had the overworld and the underworld as well. So there was an underworld in that dungeon with a completely different vibe. And the above world, the heaven, was kind of similar in style to some of the footage we've seen in Breath of the Wild. So yeah. If there was a place to reference Collectors, but I hope they do something new and equally or even more awesome. Commodebe says, Dutch kind of sounds like German, but live in Austria. I live in Austria, so my language is also more like a dialect. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, Dutch and German. You can make yourself understood in Germany reasonably easily with Dutch. But it's such a different... I think German has a much more potential for grandiosity much more than Dutch. Dutch is a very down-to-earth language, which has its upsides and its downsides. Like German as a language is really able to do like the big epic stuff, or sentences that are pages long and also very emotional, Sturm und Drang kind of things. Dutch is always, you can eke beauty out of Dutch through its down-to-earth nature. That's enough linguistic philosophizing for now. I'm reading the chat. Didn't sell more than the entire franchise? Okay. Well, it sold a lot. See you later, Graham. Like Spanish, Portuguese, yeah, maybe something like that. Smallest Test says, hey Tim, Lon Ranch to celebrate farm anime games? Farm anime JRPGs? Wait, there's monsters? In this farming game, you build your own community and defend it from monsters. In this farming game, you build your own community and defend it from monsters. Lon Ranch, let's see. Let's make a lo-fi version, shall we then? All right, here we go. Yeah. Hey, the art of mean. Thanks for the super chat. Grandma's theme. Let's have a look. I used to know that one, so with a little reminder, I can probably play it. But first, there is a little thing I'd like to show you folks, or tell you about. It got kind of swamped in the Zelda news, but my friends over at Zelda Reorchestrated have just released a remastered version of their well-known and beloved Twilight Princess, Twilight Symphony. And I'm going to try to put the image that they sent me on the stream. And then maybe I can play some Twilight Princess music for you to celebrate after Grandma's theme, of course. Let's see, can I do it? Oh my god, there it is. It's so pretty. So it's just been released. They remastered a few tracks. It's finally on modern platforms. Versions that used to be on YouTube and stuff were kind of unofficial. So they didn't. That wasn't official in any way. So now they have it nicely licensed as it should be. I'm going to try to put this one nicely on the background. Let's see, can I do that without it taking too much time? I've heard quite a few people that used to listen to this super ambitious album from like 15 years ago. Anyone in the chat has experience with Twilight Symphony? Every time I hear something from it, I'm like, oh my god, this is like super ambitious and stuff. Like so many real players and stuff. But because of the Zelda news, they had hoped for a Twilight Princess remaster to be there, but unfortunately it wasn't. And then they got swamped in the Tears of the Kingdom news. So just putting it out there, if you liked that album back in the day, it's now on streaming officially from Zelda Reorchestrated, a remastered version. Quite a bit of time went into the remastering. So yeah, I'm just going to crop a little bit of the bottom so it is nice and clean looking. That's going to do. Close. So I'll play some Twilight Princess music in a mo, but first I'll do the Grandma's theme. They remastered it, yeah. It's on Spotify. So if the stream is done, look it up. It's great. Grandma's theme. Let's have a look. Hey, Yertini. Glad to have you here. It's been a while, yeah. My brain is getting fried just a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's because we've been nearing a 2-hour mark. Exceeding the 2-hour mark already. Yeah, my brain is starting to get a little bit fried. We'll do Grandma's theme. We'll do some Twilight Princess stuff, and then I'll start working towards an end. Wind Waker, Grandma's theme. Almost. It's on the top of my my mind. Yeah, there it is. give it another try. I'll give it a good try. I'll give it a good try. Here we go. It's a tearjerker for sure. Oh. So, what shall I play from Twilight Princess? Can play a few things maybe. See you later, Drake Slayer. See you later, Steven. It's definitely a little bit of a bummer ending, don't you think? There's only one way to solve a bummer ending, and that's to make it a podcast ending. And I'm going to make it a podcast ending by shouting out my patrons, and then I will be ready to go to dinner. Shouting out my patrons. Sorry, Davidson, you're going to have to save your ideas for next time. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I would like to thank... Yeah, I'd like to thank on the Coffee and Cheese podcast the patrons of this lovely channel. The top tier patrons, there's also the other patrons that I also love very dearly. Thank you all so much for your support. And specifically George, Alberto, Anas, Aspiring Hero Games here in the chat, Clown Pierce, Fernando, Harm, Rio S, John. Oh, scrolling, my scroll wheel is doing funky things. Ooh, and Joshua, and Lazarus, and Patrick, and Random Citizen, and a new name, I think, Takriel, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you, my lovely stream watchers, for joining me on this chill stream. We've had a bit of speculation on Tears of the Kingdom. We've had a lot of music. We have had a little bit of trumpet even. And I would like to see you all, at least for a video next week. I'm not sure when to do a stream. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. We'll see. Oh, Sam, I'm still sort of live. You're just coming at the very, very tail end of my shoutouts. Sam is from ZREO, from ZREO Orchestrate. Something you want to say, Sam? I can always prolong for a minute. Prolonging for a minute, oh yay. I am live here on stream, but I'm actually not alive. Actually, this is a A virtual Tim that's just being held up by lots of coffee and cheese. Aw, I love you too, Sam. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you soon. Have a good weekend. Yay! Bye-bye.